I smell trouble, those pesky buttonholes. But don't worry, I'll show you how it's done. First step is to mark the buttonhole in between the two stitching lines that you've got, and to make sure that the buttonhole sits in the right position, might be a good idea to take out the button you're going to use. Not everybody's going to use jeans buttons. See where that needs to sit by just flipping it over so the top side of the button sits right on that corner, and make absolutely sure it doesn't stand over the edge. Now, the stem of the button should sit in about 1.3 centimeters from the edge. So that's where we're going to put our buttonhole. And now I'm just going to measure that out and put a line vertically down on that 1.3 centimeters. We've done that on both sides. And then I'm going to do the center of that as well, and that may not be the center from the waistline up. So if you think from the waistline up to that second stitching line, the top one, that will be it. Now put that center marking definitely between the two stitching lines so that it's nice and even, and you'll get your buttonhole in the right position. What I would recommend for everyone is that you do a sample buttonhole on the fabric just to get the right length of the buttonhole. Now the buttonhole should be about 2 millimeters longer or even 3 millimeters longer than the actual button, so it fits through easily. There will be a space at the back of the presser foot where you can put your button into, and then it should come out as the right length. But sometimes the buttonhole is made much too long for it, so please do a sample buttonhole. Most buttonholers on the machines work backwards on each other, so I'm putting that in so it lies towards the back. My sensor is down. I have adjusted my machine to the settings to do a buttonhole, and now I was going to put in this buttonhole and ran into the first problem, of course, because it just hammered on the same spot and did not move at all. Because even though I was so good at cutting back my seam allowances everywhere, there is still too much there. We have got the side where we have the seam, it is way too high. The buttonhole literally is on a slant. It goes down, like it slides down to the right hand side, so it won't work. So I thought, well, maybe try it going the other way around. Flipped it all around, no luck, had to unpick that as well. And so then I thought, well, let's put some fabric under that side, which you can see now where the plastic is, to lift it slightly, to get that bump. And one of my testers called it a bumper. I thought it was really cool, my bumper. And I did it with that, and it still got stuck. And I thought, oh my word, this is all not working. I've unpicked the whole lot again and tried it again with more, and went over the whole lot, and as you can see, it stopped it again. So this time I went backwards again to the original position, and this time I put my bumper underneath the metal side of my presser foot and worked from there. And we now go to my original footage here to hear my reaction to this buttonhole. And it works.
Hallelujah.
So with that successfully in, it was such a relief. I put the other buttonhole in as well, and we can cut it open. I would just like to add that if this is very difficult for you, do use a popper instead. There's no need to go through all that rigmarole if it really doesn't work with your sewing machine. The other thing you can do is to put the buttonholes in before you even put the bib onto the front pants, and there is a bonus video showing you how that works. But basically, put a bumper underneath the metal side of your foot and see if that works for you. I hope it does. For me, it works just fine. To open up the buttonholes, I fold them over and then I just do a little snip in that crease, open it back up, and then go into both corners to cut my buttonhole open. Great. There we go. And that's it. You want to test again that your button actually fits through, and if it does, well, that's brilliant. That's why I never cut my buttonhole open all the way to the end. I go in stages. I almost open it all up, try the button. If I need more, I cut it open more. I'm just securing now where my pocket is so I can move on to my next step.
And now we can breathe a sigh of relief. We've done the buttonholes. We can go on to a next chapter, which is much easier, and that's how to close the back and top stitch it.
If you want to find out more about the Bobby Dazzler dungarees, and this is the only video from the course you've seen, you can watch everything else just by going in the video description, click on the playlist, and you can watch everything from the start, including all the bonus features. Alternatively, click on that info button there, which will also take you to the playlist. And there's also a link to my website where you can purchase a pattern, and a link to my Etsy shop if you prefer to make your purchase on there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.